Hello. In today's class, we're going to work on our shoulder health, mobility, and range by using a very ancient tool called a chain. Let's have fun. Now, the first thing that we will do is take a chain that's about this size, meaning that from two hands it forms an arch and touches the ground. So, on the ground, and you start to articulate through the hand and the shoulder and everything from one side to the other. When you're doing it yourself, it's much more silent if you do it on a mattress or outside. So as this goes, you're using the hands, the wrist, the entire movement of the body to move from one side to the other. And then we reverse it, and because there is only one thumb, for most people, the movement that we're going to be using is going to be different. So we have to ladder the movement in a different way. So as you move, make different and better awareness in the hand, and through time, the hand will become healthier, and so on. Now, for added tension and for added activation, you can raise your arm, let's say, to the side. Then you can also see the articulation in a different way. You can hold it in front of you, or even perhaps overhead. Keep moving, and also, of course, behind you, and keep using the movement. And each time that you do it in a different angle, you learn different things about how to move it. The next movement is rotation from the wrist. So we're making a fist around the chain. You can see I hold it between my thumb and palm, and from here, rotation, turning, and I'm keeping it airborne, trying to make it as soft as I can. And then, obviously, I rotate it in the opposite direction. You can do it in any angle and height that you have. If you want to have added difficulty, try to make it as silent as you can, and especially on the way down, so it doesn't, don't do this, don't allow it to flop. Instead, you articulate it so that you're in control throughout the movement, like so. The next movement is where you hold the chain, like so, and you start to create a revolving C as a letter. Then, after we have this, we start to walk around it as we maintain the flowing arch. Then you walk backwards. And then you do the same for the other hand, obviously showing in a bit of a shorthand. So again, from here, other hand, you walk around the revolving arch, and then you walk backwards, like so. Now, after you've done this, you can also use a different momentum, and then you create sort of a revolving S. And then, when you are rolling, you're not doing a wave, you're doing sort of a wave that goes up and down. Then you get a revolving S. That's obviously moving a little bit faster. And same way going backwards. And here, I don't know how visible it is, the arm also goes more up and down and less just in an oval. So it creates a different array of motions throughout the body. Good. Now, after we've done this, we are holding the chain in one half on each side of the arm. And from here, what I'm doing, I'm keeping the hand away from myself, straight but not hyperextended. And from here, I'm rotating in the air, rotating back, rotating in the air, rotating back, switching hands, doing it in different angles from the body. Make sure that your breath is the tempo and you are creating the most silent movement, meaning that there is the least amount of excess motion. Do it in front of you, underneath, anywhere you like, and always try to find new ways to do what you've done before and reach the tight ends where there is the least amount of chain on one side without causing a drip, slide, and obviously also from the other side, and so on. The next thing that you do is you do the same thing, but you rotate the entire body. So instead you rotated the hand, now you rotate the entire body, rotate back, rotating the entire body, and rotating back. Obviously you do the same for the other hand, I'll do it from a different angle. So from here, the chain stays in place. I rotate around my connection in that. Good. The next thing that we will do is hike the chain through wave movement and breath and wave movement throughout the body. So from here, doing the same movement that I've done here, sliding the chain up and down. Don't try to do it with snakes. You think you're getting too much attention and might try to give you a squeeze here. And again, one of the things that you can see or hear is the quality of the movement is that there is the least amount of crackling, moving, and movement that you don't intend to have. Then you can work in the most silent way also with a partner. The chain is a very positive effect as it shows you everything that it does in an immediate type of, you can say feedback, and so on. Now after you play with this, we hold the chain in between the thumb and the palm, and from here I'll squat a little bit so I'm more able to manipulate myself from here, and I'm starting to rotate 1, 2, 1, 2. You notice please the articulation of the wrist, that you're allowing things to move both with the object and around the object at the same time, and it's from the hips too. So these are the two types of movements here: breath, hip, body and spine, and then the arms are just articulating it, and then everything flows at the same time. If I'm doing it wrong, it would sound like this. Noisy. If I'm doing it less wrong, then I will be doing it like this. Silent as you can. Then I start to walk with my axis. Walk with my axis in the opposite direction. And then I walk against the axis, meaning that the chain flows in one direction. And I move in the opposite. And in reverse. That's one. Next I'm going to shift, so I'm holding the chain with my fingers and especially little finger, and from here I do the same thing just with a reverse hold, so the movement changes. So this would be in this direction, again, moving with the breath and the hips. And then we combine everything together. And right away, going into a bit of a walk around. And then walk again. Good. After you have done this, I'll do the same thing, just a different spiral, meaning that I'm spiraling the chain in the front. Then I'm spiraling the chain here in the back. So from here, it's a bit more interesting to do. And then I do the same thing, only with relaxation of the hips from side to side. Obviously the knees, you can see knee forward, knee back. And then I can create something, I'll move this a bit. And then I'll create something along the lines of this. So like so. Alright, now I'm going to hold the chain in one hand. So I have the chain between two fingers in a way, or the thumb and the palm, and I'm starting to relax and move side to side. Now I'm also sinking the hips, and of course articulating the shoulder, elbow, forearm, wrist, fingers. And then from there I create the first butterfly, 8-figure, however you like to call it. Switch hands. Make sure that the hand does the least amount of work. The hand is the guidance system. I'll show this at an angle. Like so. Good. Now we do the same thing, only reversing the hold. So we're holding it, so we have a wrist, so we are using this side as one pivot, and the little finger, or pinky if you're American, has the other one. So from here, again, side breath and side to side, sway and relax, and here there's another parameter that you can start walking with it and see how it goes for you. Goes as down as you like. You can do it in a squat as long as your hand is tall enough. And then reverse. Reverse with the other hand, and also at another angle. So from here, again, the idea is that large guides small in life and in the body. So from here, breath leads to hips, hips lead to spine, spine leads to shoulders, shoulders, arms, arms, palm, and palm to fingers. So everything is joined as one. Now, the next one is where I am, again, holding it in one side, sway from side to side. Then I rotate in the front, and I relax at the back, but also sway to the back, and roll at the back. So from here it would be front and back, front and back. And obviously backward. And again, this can also be done at various heights, lower, shoulder height. And if you don't have light fixtures over you, you can do it at shoulder height, you can do it at hip height, you can do it at overhead. It's very common, for example, in German sword manuals to do a lot of fighting from above. That's very good in a melee if you are in harness, in armor, that means, in modern terms. Now we do the same thing, only we're holding the same way, like we are learning to have more awareness in the hip, in the wrist here, because you can usually emanate upwards, but also emanate downwards. So from here, again, I'm breathing, swaying, turning, and then sinking in the front and in the back, downward, upward, trying not to destroy. You know, the dojo, the residence, however you like to call it, reversing the order, and have fun with it. I'll show it a different angle, and from here, again, I start at the low, shoulder height, overhead, and continue. Now, the next one would be overhead, underhead, so we're creating another sort of a spiral or spool. One would be rotation. Again, I'm breathing, my hips are, the center stays, but the hips go forward and backwards. And then I rotate overhead, underhand, overhead, underhand. Reverse the order. Reverse the hands. You can do it higher and lower. And one of the nice things about this one particular is from two angles from here, overhead and underhead from different angles. So one is different sides. If I do the same thing from here, you can see that the body sways differently to make way for the movement. We always do the same thing also with downward. So now I'm not holding it up, I'm holding it down. And from here I'm relaxing into that spiral. I can do it sideways. I can do it in the front. And I can do it opposite. And so on. Now I want to show another principle where you are rotating around the rotation, meaning I'm starting with the butterfly, regular, the first one that I showed you, and I'm rotating, giving it an angle, different angle, returning, returning, returning. So the chain, the fulcrum of the chain maintains its center to a degree, and I'm rotating around. I'll show the same thing from a different angle. Let's say I'm facing this way, starting this way, and I'm starting in this position. I'm turning to the side. I'm turning away from the rotation to a degree, coming back, and turning so that's on my opposite side. The same thing can be done when you are rotating in the other, well, the other butterflies. I'll show just one more. So if I'm going this way, I can also shift, and it becomes a different one. And I return here, step first, and from here you can see that one butterfly turns into the other butterfly when you're just shifting away. Now, the next thing that we will do is using the body to pass through. So from here, I am trying to pass through. It's not hard physically, but what I'm focusing on is to create movement in the best way that I can in terms of efficiency, meaning that I'm working to be as silent as possible. Have it go without any, I'll try to do it wrong. See if I'm moving and shaking it, being tense, that chain would make more noise as a feedback of the quality of the movement. One more thing that I want to show in this particular class, again for the shoulder and for the relaxation, is relaxing this way. Now here, the energy of the chain folds on itself, as you can see. So what I'm going to do is to shift, take, on, shift, take, on, shift, take, on. Here you can also rotate. And you can see that the hands here go up and down, but in a different way. I'll do the same thing in a different direction. You see that the hand goes away from each other. Here, it's a different type of a loop to manifest in yourself. I hope you've gained something from this class, and I wish you all good fortune.